And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Los Angeles Chargers. Dan Bailey now to put the ball in the air, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive. At about the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First down, Rivers sets up the screen to Gordon. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Finds his target. It's Gates. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations. So he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
Here we go. Hey, 79! 79!
Second down, Rivers. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. His first catch, good for 16 and a first. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
And the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Flushed out right. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry from 8 yards out. And the Chargers have taken a first quarter lead. Sturgis adds the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a second down throw for Cousins. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Melvin Ingram in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen is complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Cousins. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
On 2nd down, Cousins again. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued. Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result. Now Gordon on 1st down, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here you go, man.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. Benjamin with it over the middle. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Rivers on 3rd and 2. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Back now to begin the 2nd quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Chargers here with a football. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving.
Hey, I'm going to go load it. Load it. Hey, left.
To the air again here, Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
Red. Hey, go orange, buffalo.
Rivers going to try and sneak it. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the 1st. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Rivers to throw this time. Going underneath for Gordon. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing Rivers. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Hey, hut! Buffalo wall! On the 10! On the 10! 10! Hey, hut! Hey, hut! The hut! Hey, hut! Hey, hut! Hut! Hey, hut! Hey, hut! Hey, hut! Hut! Hey, hut!
And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Caleb Sturgis now for the Charger field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Vikings coming back out here on offense. It's been an interesting ride for them so far this season. It's kind of like the Patriots and the Texans and the Vikings, all 3 started slow, and now they're ramping up. Minnesota's won 3 in a row now, Charles.
You think they had a 3-way conversation and said, guys, we're better than this?
All right, let's be contenders.
Let's get it up there. Well, how about this one now? They were 1-2-1, and their head coach Mike Zimmer told all of us media members, guess what, guys? We started 2-2 last year, went 13-3, so don't go to sleep on us at all. And when they beat the Jets this week, how about this for an esoteric stat? That's their first win over the Jets in 5 road matchups. So they'd lost their previous 5 to the Jets on the road. They broke through this past weekend.
And now they're home for the Saints, home for the Lions, and then they have their open week.
Listen to me, listen to me. Wait your heart, huh?
On 2nd down, Cook. And an alley to run. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
It looks way too easy right now. 2 carries, 2 straight first down runs. The eyes are carrying the legs to the proper hole, but they're being created by an offensive line that has the leverage game going for them right now. Lower than the defensive front, creating space, and he's finding it in a big way. Gotta love what they're doing on offense right now.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards on the tuck and run. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Through. Zebra.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Yellow.
Second down, Cousins. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A first down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. Speaking of Adam Thielen, seems like we're praising him every week, and rightfully so. He was over 100 yards again in Week 7, Charles. Fifth player. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, we got a second here, Charles. Let's look back to some of those crazy finishes in Week 7 of the NFL last week. I mean, it seemed like every game had a wild finish.
It certainly did. Dallas, Washington, Brett Maher off the upright from 52 yards following a questionable penalty against his long snapper that moved the ball back 5 yards. How about Cleveland, Tampa Bay? Cleveland claws his way back in. And then Tampa Bay wins the ball game with Chandler Catanzaro kicking the big field goal from 59 yards in overtime. Remember, he missed a 40-yarder in regulation. Justin Tucker missed an extra point. That's the headlines in and of itself. His first miss in the NFL. And New Orleans gets away with a victory. And New England, Chicago. Chicago throws the Hail Mary at the end of the game. Kevin White, 54 yards. He needed 55. Stopped at the 1 yard.
I don't think I've ever seen a Hail Mary come that close but not get in. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Ready. Delta. Cross to right.
Rivers now to throw on first down. He'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Rivers now on second down. And right side, Henry's got it. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Rivers now from the 50. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the... This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. They give him a gain of 38. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, Rivers under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Sheldon Richardson coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the gun, Rivers. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen from 21 yards away. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Going deep for Diggs. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there just before halftime. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Hey, Steamer. Go ahead. Go get him. 52's the mic right here, over there, right? Two. Come on, let's go.
A first down throw for Cousins. Forced out to his left. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
We're going. Let's go. Black, E2.
Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on second down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Again, it's Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half...
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A good pickup there, a 22.
Let's go.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Gun.
Cousins on first down. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Joey Bosa, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Cousins now on second down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Melvin Ingram. How about the big boys snagging one? You don't see that every week.
No, you don't, but a lot of them are just reliving their old dreams, going back to when they were in youth football and in high school. They didn't always play defensive line. Some of them actually handled the football, and you can see the flashback when he grabbed that one.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Following the interception here, Rivers steps, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
3rd and long for Rivers. And that is incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Now it's Sturgis converted on the field goal. Now he'll send this one away on the kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense, but a lot of times...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Well, CD taking a peek at some of the injuries from around the league in Week 7. We did have a few. Quan Alexander on that Bucs defense went down with an injury. They'll be monitoring Sony Michel in New England. Now, remember, they already lost Jeremy Hill, Rex Burkhead out of that backfield, so a couple injuries to note.
Certainly, and Quan Alexander in the middle of the Tampa Bay defense, which was already struggling. They may not get him back the rest of the season. Sony Michel, they're hoping to get him back after a few weeks. Albert Wilson in Miami has made big plays all season long, has a hip injury. That could cost him some serious time, if not the season. LaShawn McCoy, Melvin Gordon, They're hoping to get them back in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, interesting that they won without Melvin Gordon last week. That was a big win. Second down, Rivers. Escaping the pressure right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to get him for his second sack of the night. The Chargers on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now it's Jackson, and he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from 4th down to 1st. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got some space here. Space to run past the 20. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. First and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Second and goal from the 1. They come out here in the eye. To throw on 2nd down. Rivers. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. And they're going to go for this thing. They're not going to leave anything to chance. They're going to roll the dice on 4th and goal.
Ready. 380. Buffalo wall. Load it. Load it. 80 high.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? Yeah, he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball was snapped, but I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal.
Hey, Delta! Hey, left.
They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Melvin Gordon taking it in from a yard out. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
Go, 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 and run it, run! That's it, baby. We got 6 all day. There we go. Wow.
Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. On second down, Cousins again. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Cousins. High throw, but he makes the catch. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 67 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Chargers. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Emerson Griffin in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. Here's Donnie Jones now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. And taken right at the 35. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Cousins. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. 1st down. Here's Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. Lets it fly for Thielen. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Here's Cousins looking deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The left side caught by Diggs. That'll put him close to 100 yards receiving. He's at 98, and he's got a first down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Bailey now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. What was once a really comfortable lead is not so comfortable anymore. Down to a 2-score game after they've seen a pair of touchdowns go against them on those last 2 drives.
Yeah, they've got to find a way to get off of autopilot right now, okay? Get back to what was working for them earlier. Understand that they still have a 2-score lead, so it's not dire. But at the same time, okay, guys, let's mash the gas. Let's get going again. Let's have some fun.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Now a second down throw for Rivers. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Linval Joseph busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On third down, Rivers. Flush to his right. Going deep for Benjamin. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for the Chargers. 54 yards. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more down.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. 2-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. He's going to let it fly. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Cousins now. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Desmond King picks it. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Rivers here to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 38. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Following the interception, Cousins. Now a desperation throw. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting. But I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. They go play action here on first down. It's complete right side to Benjamin. And he's taken down inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing here, Rivers. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Daniil Hunter. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Now Rivers going to give to Gordon on a draw. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Another timeout called by the Vikings now as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Chargers on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And they'll get him down right around the 16. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, I know at points in this one you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal, that's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Minneapolis, good night, everybody.